Whoa, she's a stinking hot today. I meant to do 100 k's today, but decided against it when I got up. Left just after 5. Home now, thank God. I only did about 50 k's. Humidity and the heat, man, I've found every single stroke today. Unbelievably hot. Anyway, I did a good effort from home down to Cleveland, so that's about a 10k effort, and I've got the last, I think about the last 2 k's of that on video. So we'll run through that now. Well, when I get in and edit it, we'll run through it. And after I've had a bit of breakfast and a cup of coffee, because there's still no bloody coffee shops open in this city anywhere. But that's it, I'm home and I'm glad about it. It's now just gone 7, and that was a hard, hot, humid ride with a bit of wind as well. Okay, so here I am now, flying along. This is my last 4 kilometers of my, I thought it was 2 k's, but it's actually 4. I looked on Strava on the segments. And this is the last 4 kilometers of my 14k effort. So it's basically 16 kilometers from my house to Cleveland Point, which is where I'm headed to now. But the first couple of k's I just took it easy, warming up all the rest of it, and then I put my foot down. So it's around about 14 k's I did this little effort with, and I averaged this last, I don't know what I averaged the whole thing. I'll have to do a segment actually, put my own segment in from the start to the end, because there isn't one for this particular bit. But I got PBs all the way along, and this last 4 k's that I'm doing now, my average power that I was putting out was 250 watts. And let me just have a quick look on Strava. I've got it here. So 250 watts and averaged 39.3 kilometers an hour. So flying along, absolutely hooning along. It's good fun, but I'll tell you what, it was as humid as this morning. My plan this morning was, I got up nice and early. I was awake at about 4:30. My plan was to go and do 100 k's today, because I signed up for the Strava challenge, 500 k's in 6 days or something. And anyway, I was riding along the other day, and I bumped into another cyclist, and he was telling me about this challenge. So I thought, oh, I'll go and join it. Although there's only 3 days left, but I thought I'll get a ton in today and maybe a ton tomorrow. But it was just too damn hot today. So my plan was to go and do a couple of repeats of Gravatt, and then I was going to go for a spin around the river loop. But I just thought, after riding about a kilometre, I just thought, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm going down to Cleveland, into Wellow, and through Wynnum, and that's what I ended up doing. So all up, I did 52 k's today, in the heat and the humidity. Amazing how quick it just hits you, because we haven't had that bad a summer really. The summer's been pretty mild, I would say. So this is the first bit of real humid heat that we've had, humid weather that we've had, you know. And it's not just humid though, but it was hot as well. I think it was around about 26 degrees or something this morning, and that was at like 5 a.m. So the one good thing is though, when you're bombing along, you do get that nice breeze hitting you, especially when you're around the bay. Although you get a bit of a headwind, which is annoying, it's still nice to have the breeze, because the sweat's just pouring off you, and at least that sweat is in contact with your body, and the breeze is keeping it coolish, or feels cooler anyway. So that's the one good thing about having a little bit of a breeze, especially when you're riding along the bay. But I was looking forward to going in and doing the river loop. Still haven't found any coffee shops open that are nearby home. There is one on this ride that I did today, but it's a bit too far out from home, you know. I've still got another 18 k's or something, so I couldn't be bothered stopping there and then carrying on. To be honest with you, today, had I have stopped for coffee 18 k's out from getting home, I reckon I would have had a coffee and called my wife up and told her to come and pick me up, because I felt every single pedal stroke of this ride today. I didn't feel too bad doing this little effort, maybe because it was first thing before my body had really been hit by this bit of humidity, you know. So I didn't feel too bad doing this, but once I got to the end of the point, which is coming up in about another kilometre, and I turned around to come back, man, I was just feeling it. So I just figured, what is the point in crucifying myself? So I just took it nice and steady for the rest of the way back. Nice and easy. I should have been with that guy there in front of me on that boat going out fishing for the day. Now that would have been the go. Just bombing past the Grand View Hotel there on the right, and get a little bit of a downhill now for a minute, so get a little bit of a reprieve. Always use my downhills to get my breath back, so no point pushing it any harder than you can. So you've got to do all your effort when you're on the inclines and when you're on the flats, when you've got to actually pedal. If you don't have to pedal too hard on the downhills, take it easy, get your breath back. Although my heart rate's right up there, I think, what was my percentage on this? I could only go on this last 4Ks, but my effort wise in percentage, I was at 86%. So I was right well and truly up there, 86%, and my average heart rate was 164 beats per minute. And it took me 5 minutes 20 seconds, something like that, to do it. So crazy little section this, but it was good fun. Did enjoy it. It would have been better if all the lads had been out there. You see, this is where, if we're all equally fit, yeah, this is where doing sections like this you get real quick. Then that average speed of 39 k's now, we'd have probably had that up at around 41, 42, if we were all being able to share the pain up the front. That's the idea, is getting everyone to share the pain up the front. So this is the last little section now. We do a little sprint along here when we're all out together. This is a little sprint section, this last 300-400 metres into the point, and then I start to ease off. I had a little bit of a headwind here, just a slight headwind pulling me back, so I have to push those watts up to over 300. When I'm up over that 300 watt range, I have to just monitor it a bit, you know, because I have limited time when I'm well and truly over 300, 330, 340. I've got limited time at those sorts of watts, so I have to be a bit mindful of how many watts I'm pushing out. But anyway, that is it. There's the nice Cleveland Point, the nice water. It was lovely and calm today, so I guess all those people going out on their boats fishing will have had, or will be having, probably still are out there, having a great time fishing. And there is the Lighthouse Restaurant. Been in there plenty of times for a nice meal. Nice little spot to have a meal on the bay. That's it. You got any questions or comments? Stick them down below.